Welcome back, everyone, to yet another interesting episode of Infosec Tales with Gaurav Batra. Hope you all are doing great, and to make this better, we have special guest joining us today. A cybercrime investigator, cybersecurity and data privacy consultant, two times Tedx Speaker, certified fraud examiner from ACFE, USA. During his 20 years of professional career, he has successfully solved many cases for large corporates, organizations, law enforcement agencies, celebrities, and individuals in India as well as abroad. He has got appreciation not only from Indian police but also by Interpol WhatsApp group that was circulating child sexual abusive material. He frequently educates citizens for the latest in cybercrime on radio channels such as Radio City, Big FM, etc., and also on national television channels such as NDTV, ET Now, Mirror Now, CNBC, Z, Aaj Tak, NewsX, etc. He has also been interviewed by international media houses such as BBC and Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. He also played the role of his real life self as a cybercrime investigator in MTV's award-winning show, MTV Troll Police. He is none other than Mr. Ritesh Bhatia. Hi, Ritesh. Welcome to Infosec Tales with Gaurav Batra.
Hi, Gaurav.
How are you today?
I am very good. Thank you for having me on your show.
I hope you are as excited as I am to,
I am.
And because many viewers want to know about you, because they know every day, every evening, there is someone on the TV channels talking about or sharing the expertise about the cyber security or data security and sharing the stories about the investigations. But everyone is not a born expert, right? So people want to know how Ritesh Bhatia become the cyber crime investigator. So we definitely will like to hear more about the journey, and that is what the theme of today. And we will like to know the tales of your life, right? How you started and what triggered you that you want to be an investigator. So my first question to you, Ritesh, will be how the career or the 20 years career path you have done in your life. Is it all investigators, or at some point you have changed or become an investigator? Would you like to tell us more about your journey as a cybercrime investigator and cybersecurity expert?
So Gaurav, I think I've been an investigator right from childhood, because when I used to get toys or anything else, I was so introduced into opening them up and then studying as to how it works. And those days there was no Google and other kind of things, so I would eat brains of my neighbors, of my teachers, and of so many people as to why this works. So that why ka कीड़ा है ना बचपन से था, वो बहुत ज़्यादा था. Whether it was cooking, and that's one reason that I'm a very good cook. So whether it was cooking, whether it was anything, repairing things and all that. So how things work, how did this particular happen, और या तो नेबर के घर में क्या हुआ, पड़ोसी के यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, क्यों हो रहा है. So क्या अलग बात थी, but why was it happening? So if my friend is being shouted and all that, why, what did he do, so there was a lot of investigation kira right from the childhood. Coming to the career part of it, so I'm actually a PE in polymer engineering from MIT Pune. So I did my polymer engineering, and I don't know, that also it actually, my father told me, his friend's son is doing some polymer engineering, and I thought it's a fancy word because mechanical, IT, computers, har koi kar raha hai. So I thought it was pretty fancy. And anyway, in chemistry, I always scored very, very high marks. So I thought okay, let's give it a try. So then I did my 4 years of polymer engineering. Then I worked with 2 companies, and in my second company, Ghada Chemicals, the CEO, Dr. Bhaumi Patel, he literally he had a MacBook. He was the only one who had a MacBook. So, we are talking about 1999, where everyone couldn't afford a Mac. or even if they had, they didn't know how to operate. And I was again so interested in it. I would like, tell him, I will do your work and this and that. And I became so good with overall with computers, with networks and everything, that he told me, look, I think you need to be in the IT department. You can't be a business development executive for Bhatia Chemicals. You just move. He called the IT manager. He said, you just take him. And trust me, within 2 months, the entire face of Bhatia Chemicals, I mean, just imagine at that point of time, they had around about 10,000, 20,000 computers, So I was like kind of, helping everybody out over there, whether it was an individual or whether it was a corporate network, anything. I was a part of the meetings and all. So that's how my journey into IT came. So
Interesting.
Yes. So 98, I came into IT. 1999, the same boss of mine, ex-boss, Dr. Bombi Patel, he's the only Indian to have the maximum patents. He's a scientist. He says, you start something of your own. You're not meant to work for anyone. And he pushed me, and I was nervous. And but I said, okay, let me give it a try. And so I started designing websites with my 3 other friends, and that's how the 4 of us, it came to be V for Web.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so it is. Yeah, it sounds like we are for web. That's another thing, but actually it was V for Web. Okay. And then we said, okay, this is a good name, and we just started. Of course, wo 4 se main akela hi bacha hu abhi. Everybody moved on. They had no hopes. They said, अरे यार ये हम है ना अभी 20 साल के हैं, हमको ऐसा लग रहा है कि क्या कंपनी बनाएंगे, सब एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप वगैरह सब कुछ नहीं है, सिक्योर लाइफ चाहिए अपने को. I said, I am going ahead. So everybody started moving out. Somebody went into TCS, somebody did something else. But I was pretty sure that whenever one person left, it made me doubly strong, because I had my responsibility.
Your share was getting doubled as well, right?
Oh no, there was no share. we were always poor. Because we've always been bad businessmen, So काम करने का कीड़ा था, धंधा करने का कीड़ा नहीं था, लेकिन to deliver was the main passion. तो उतना मतलब लोड डबल हुआ, एनर्जी डबल हुई. नहीं यार, अभी तो उसको ऊपर ही लेके जाएंगे. Not to show this friend कि देख मैं तेरे बिना भी मैंने किया. Never. We still are in touch and all that. They feel very happy about it. But no, it gave me a motivation also that I have to do it. And so 1999, then when V4Web started, I started designing websites with these 3 other people. We got our first project, and that time, 5 lakhs was a very big amount, and we were pretty happy about it. And slowly, so once, because we started developing websites, our clients would come and tell us, or the prospective ones, कि ये domain नहीं मिल रहा है, या तो ये मेरे को email पे ये सब problems आ रहा है. So the hacking had already started. So that time, cyber squatting, registering domain names, the legitimate domain names which belongs to somebody else with you, had become a big market. So I started fighting for that. I would get in touch with lawyers. I would send them only notices. I would ask my client to send them notices. We would go to the court. So that was like really because people were buying domain names for lakhs and lakhs of rupees. I mean, the domain name would cost just like 1,000 rupees, and you're paying lakhs of rupees. I couldn't understand that. So people had squatted those domain names, and I found that very, very unethical. And so started doing for that. Then I also came, then my clients would call me that this kind of an email has come, or they would fall in a particular email trap. Then there was those 419 Nigerian scams happening. There were a lot of scams that had started, So that's how I slowly got into it. I thought means I was supposed to do a website development. Of course, I had a very big team. There were 15 people who were doing it. But I was spending more time in solving these cases. Okay. And so a lot started, and then the IPL had started. And during the IPL, there was a particular, I don't know if you remember the incident of Chandalia and Srishant of the tampering.
Yes, definitely,
and everything.
definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was my first big case, a very big case for which the crime branch contacted me. And I was supposed to recover a lot of data and understand everything from the iPad and everything, as to what was happening. Again, iPad was also very new at that point of time. People didn't know how to use most of these things. So there I helped the crime branch in, getting a lot of information. So scouting a lot of information from the devices, from their MacBooks, from their iPads, from their small phones at that point of time. And so I was like more and more into it. So besides
before we move
website,
forward, Ritesh, before we move forward, I will definitely like to know these cases more in details and how you did. But I think you are talking when the IPL came back in 2006, right?
Yes.
Yep. And from 1999, you started developing websites and then started
Yes.
looking into these cases. And that these kind of frauds are happening and people are not aware of. And that time to making people fool was very easy. How you chose the right path that no, I need to be ethical, and because you have two paths, right? Either I can investigate or even I know those techniques and I can get some good money at that time, right? So how was that? So you just thought, no, I will be on the right side. And of course, when the cybercrime team has engaged you, after that you have to be working with them, and that is a different kind of aroma or things that gets into you. But how was the very first side? You didn't thought of like, why don't I make money? Why don't I sell those websites for lakh rupees and do that?
So Gaurav, as I told you, I'm a very bad businessman. So मेरे को आज भी नहीं होता है that if I know a particular thing's value is this much, and the client has a need for it and he'll pay any amount, I don't think so I can double it up also. I still have that problem with me, problem or whatever you say. Second thing, what, not going into that side was because there is one thing that is like gifted to me from my dad, is his honesty. So the honesty is so much there in our blood now. I mean, it really comes from my grandfather. I've seen my father, I remember going to a restaurant and that fellow didn't charge me for one particular dish. He forgot to do that. And I just came home happy and I said, look, आज मैंने ना ये 125 रुपए बचाए वगैरह. I was made to go back. To that restaurant and give him that money. So I had to go back. I gave the money. I said sorry also. So things like these will never come in our head also. So it's not about courage. It's like my mentor, Dr. Parimal Merchant. He's from Global SPJ. He's the head over there, director over there. I had once asked him, sir, sahi kya hota hai, galat kya hota hai? He's like my mentor. उन्होंने बोला, मतलब ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. जो काम करने से तुमको नींद आ जाए ना, वो सही है. जो काम करने से नींद नहीं आए, वो गलत है. तो मैंने बोला, लेकिन सर वो चोर जो चोरी करता है, मतलब उसको नींद आ रही है ना, उसके लिए वो सही है. I literally got my answer. I just got my answer, and from that day, it's been many years, I guess around 15 years. I don't decide who's right, who's wrong, So but it helps me a lot to decide what's right and what's wrong. There are times, when I'm working on a particular project, and even if I have missed one step of it, like कि नहीं यार ये भी मेरे को मेरे रिपोर्ट में डालना चाहिए था, but I have sent the report. अभी मैं वापस से भेजूंगा तो क्या होएगा? I just don't get sleep. I call up the client next day. I tell him, look, there's an oversight. I missed one. Please don't submit that report to the court or to the police or to your CEO or whatever. Just let me add that one more thing. I just realized it. So this is what it is.
Okay, that's our ethical Ritesh Bhatia. So yeah, I will come to the hacking part later. So let's start with that, the first case. So how it went overall. So you got the success, and after that you made that, no, this is my forte and I should be more engaged into this. Or because once you have been a brand like IPL and a case is got associated with your name, definitely you must be getting many calls for different business or different cases as well. So how it is for you?
Yeah, then I did that IPL, and uske pehle, as I told you, I had done many cases as such. Even after IPL, I did plenty more cases as such. Then I thought what was like really lacking was the law part of it. So I went and I did a short term, the cyber law,
Okay.
a 6-month course and all, understanding each and every act. And because I was really able to help my clients very well, rather than sending them directly to a lawyer. At least I was able to initially screen it up. Okay, this comes under hacking. Now you can go ahead. Now you should have a lawyer. If it doesn't come only, what is the point of even going to a lawyer? So I did that. Then I got into forensics also, because forensics was very, very important for our investigations and other kind of things. But again, in forensics, it was way too much of, again, sitting at one place, and there was not much of analysis. The analysis would come once you have extracted, once you have that image. So once I would have the image. So now also I just tell my colleagues, my team, you get me the image, leave the analysis to me. So analysis has been my core, because I look at 360 degree, I get into the business, I understand the business, I read about that particular business. So forensics like kinds of ties you up only, okay, tell us what you want, but you're getting deep into the business, understanding, and thanks to my wife, Nirali, who's a cyber psychologist, so that also helps me a lot. So that way, got deeper and deeper into it, and so till date, analysis, investigations has remained the forte.
Okay, so I know these kind of when you are into actually cybercrime investigation, and having a partner at home who is a cyber psychologist, I know definitely will help. But is there any case which you remember where, or maybe a tale which I will like to know, where actually you were so much into that case and you think it's very hard for me to come out of it, but maybe somewhere Nirali would have helped, or if not she, but was there a case which you think was over the head for you, maybe for 6 months or a long time, which has left an impact on you?
Oh yes. I'll tell you, Nirali stepping into my room one day to question me. Like, generally we don't question each other when we have our clients, because as a counselor, she also gets her clients. So even if today you have to come, she's not going to tell me, look, Gaurav is going to come. And for some reason, if you come and say hi to me, I'm not going to ask her why did Gaurav come? Kya problem hai? So, that kind of ethics, that kind of thing we have to for the benefit of our clients who are majorly victims, or they need help, So yes, one particular thing happened, that there was a particular person who was coming every week to me, and every week he would come with one device, a new different device, and I would sit, analyze. I used to be so frustrated, because his complaint was that whatever I'm doing, this is what is happening. This information is going out. And I was like, fine, I didn't want to make him do forensics, because I'm very conservative when it comes to spending my client's money, So I want to be sure कि ये है क्या. It's like a doctor, कुछ हुआ नहीं, हाँ जाओ एक्सरे करा लो या MRI करा लो. नहीं, जरूरत है तो यार. I mean, ठीक है, तुम्हारा काम आसान कर देता है, but it is an expensive thing. Today, forensics doesn't cost anything less than 50,000-60,000 rupees for a 500 GB for a 500 GB hard disk. So I was not very comfortable. I said no. So all day I was there, and she saw me doing this for the third time, because every time the client was come with a different device, and I was scratching my head. इसका data कैसे leak हो रहा है? इसका camera का क्या issue है? इसको तो पूरा reset format किया हुआ है. Then what it is? Then Nirali spoke to me. She says, "What's really happening?" I said, "This client is happening this." So she asked me, "If you don't mind, can you just tell me about him?" So I said, "Yeah, okay, let me tell you." Because she really saw, like, I'm all the time away and the client is coming every week. So I explained her that this client, whenever he takes a phone or whenever he has a device, the other information is reaching to that person. So she simply asked me, "How do you know that the other person has information?" I said, "I know. He's saying this. Why would he lie?" So that was the time she told me that this person is paranoid. he's suffering from paranoia. I said, how do I gauge? Because I'm not a counselor. She said, okay, let him come next time. I will sit with you. So she sat with me. She asked him certain questions. And after that, I think I know paranoia very, very well now. I read about it because the kind of cases that I get, I don't know what's happening. It is in the past 5 years, I am seeing an increase in paranoia cases. I mean, just imagine how many, actually life mein kitne ho rahe who would be going to the counselors or to the psychiatrist and other things. But me personally, as an investigator, I'm getting like a case, a lady comes and tells me my sister went to USA. Inside her eye, she's got a camera fitted. Whenever even I'm inside the washroom having bath, she can actually see through the door. And now I just got a bunch of letters, that my CCTV is hacked. And so many such cases. So if you ask me every week, one case of a paranoia. So this is where this really helps, because something when it comes and I feel, look, this can be, I don't know, it looks complicated about what the other person is talking about. I first discuss with Nirali. So
okay.
she helps
she has
me.
been a great help to you.
Major,
and definitely,
major.
Yep. But apart from Nirali, yes, definitely the counseling is a part. But how you handle what are your main hobbies? Like, after the cases and stress things, how you spend your time and what do you like to do?
Oh, so there I'll tell you, I like to go home early because I have a very beautiful small garden, which you have seen in the balcony. It requires at least 2 hours of work every day. So trimming, then, I make my own khad, the compost, that also I make it at home only. I make the liquid fertilizers at home. So that is one hobby that I have. So taking care of the garden, of the plants and all, that is one. Then second hobby is repairing. Anything that's broken, I just can't throw it away. So वो कीड़ा मेजरली है कि ये टूटा तो कैसे टूटा, कौन से पॉइंट पे टूटा है, कहाँ पे वो रिपेयर हो सकता है. So repairing those particular things. So and cooking, of course.
Okay.
So these are three great stress busters for me.
Okay, what's your favorite dish which you love to cook and eat yourself? You will not like to share with anyone.
No, I generally cook for others. But hummus is something that I make very well. Hummus and falafel sandwich and a lot many Mexican dishes. Is
it just you are telling me or it's an invite?
It's an invite, open invite.
Okay, thank you, Ritesh. Definitely.
For everyone who's hearing Infosec tales, they just need to share that, look, you have sent us an open invite. They just need to put it up on Instagram, tag you, tag me, and they're welcome to come.
Wow, that's an amazing offer, guys. Please take it right now, right away. And okay, so yep, thanks, Ritesh. That's I think more of this helps the listeners that who are into cybersecurity, that how much it's important, the psychology, how much it's important to have or make other habits, and how much it's important to be the ethical part of your life. So that is what we get from you. So now, but let me now talk it further to how the first appearance on TV happened, and also I will like to know how Troll Police happened.
First appearance on TV actually happened on I think I was in some conference, and then I suddenly get a call because I was already coming in the papers.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was already coming in the papers, and so I remember there is a journalist. She's now with the Republic TV, Richa, and so Richa called up and she says, "I want a bite of yours," and I didn't understand what a bite means, So I said, I am not clear. She says, no, I want to have a short recording. And I was very excited. So she says, I'm working for so-and-so channel. And I was very excited about it. I said, can I come to your studio? I'd never seen a TV studio. Never, ever I had seen a TV studio. So I was very excited. She says, you might not like the studio and it's way too far. somewhere in Vadala East and all. I said, I don't mind, wherever you are, I'll come. I went to the studio and it was really actually pretty small, but it was my first experience. And so she took my bite, and that day, every 1 hour I was messaging her. Did it come on TV? Did it come on TV? I think I must have asked her so many times that she got irritated, and she told me, look, Ritesh, when it comes, I will let you know. And I was like so disheartened because I gave a bite, and for 7 days it was nowhere. And that is generally the thing about TV and press and media. Not necessarily whenever you give. Now that I've been on it for more than 500 times, so I can very confidently say I know how it works.
Definitely.
And what happened on the 8th day was, she just called me up. She says, I left that channel. And I was all the more like, what? I said, okay, fine. Abhi to aur koi chance bhi nahi hai. She says, but I've joined Mirror now, and Faye D'Souza would want to have you on your show. And I was like, Faye D'Souza? Like the Faye D'Souza, I mean, for the youth and all, she's still a big icon, yeah. And I said, yeah, why not? And the debate was on Aadhaar, and that time Aadhaar controversy was there. It was happening big time. It went on for more than 1-2 years, the Aadhaar controversy went on. So I came 1 hour early on the show. I was wearing my jacket and everything. And then I met Faye D'Souza. And then, I was in the studio. So there's Faye, there's me, there's another panelist, and all of them to aise the jaise matlab unka roz ka hai. But I was so nervous and everything. And then there was like a TV on you and all being mic'd up and whatnot. Matlab ekdam taam jham वगैरह. It was an awesome experience. It was like full of memories, more importantly, because even Faye was there. And it was like a live debate. You're not preparing nothing. And so that's how jo chalu hua, fir wo chalu hi hai abhi tak.
Wow. And after that, I think once in a week we can see you on the TV, right? Daily evening, sometimes 5 p.m., 6 p.m. So I have seen you many times, and even my daughter, she says, oh, Ritesh uncle is on TV again, Papa. I said, leave it. He's always there.
My parents don't even bother now. There are so many people who say, yaar, message nahi karta hai, tumko TV pe dekha. I said, abhi main kya karu? Pehle main karta tha, tum log bolte the, रोज mat kar. तो मैंने बंद कर दिया करने को. अब मेरे मॉम डैड भी उनको दिखता है कि हाँ ये है टीवी पे, वो नेक्स्ट चैनल पे जाते, बोलते क्या सुनने का इसको, वैसे भी समझ में नहीं आने वाला है साइबर रिलेटेड. So that is how it was. And yeah, you asked me about MTV Troll Police.
Yes,
right?
and follow-up question was there also. Was MTV Troll Police rigged?
So MTV Troll Police was an amazing experience. Amazing means amazing experience. Not because I got to meet so many celebrities, but so I was approached by the production house. We are doing a show जहाँ पे trolling के बारे में बहुत रहता है वहाँ. So that's how I spoke to them. So she asked me how difficult it is for you to find these trolls who are anonymous. I said extremely difficult. So then the meetings जितना होता गया ना, उतने higher लोग आते गए meetings पे, because they thought the way Ritesh is saying very difficult, यानी कि मिलेगा ही नहीं, तो ये show कैसे करेंगे? So I asked them, why don't you? I said, I thought like it could be rigged or something. She says, no, it's a reality show. Not even 1% of it will be rigged. So even you're not going to give me any damn particular troll. We will need evidences as to how you got the troll. And at one point of time, because they thought it was so difficult, because I was telling them how difficult it will be, more than difficult, time consuming. Troll pakde jate, वो कोई problem नहीं, लेकिन time लगता है. कोई मतलब मेरे को आधे घंटे में मिले, कोई आज तक नहीं मिले. It's like that, लेकिन troll पकड़े जा सकते, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. So they were pretty disheartened. They wanted to drop the show and all that. I said, look, you know what? Let's do one thing. Instead of just like focusing on one, you get me a set of at least 10 trolls who are trolling a particular celebrity. Get me 10. 10 में से I can assure you, मिल जाएंगे 3-4. And that's how my entire team, we started spending a lot of time. We did a lot of social engineering, a lot of background check and everything, all through the open source intelligence and all that. And for every episode, we were able to easily get lot many trolls. And I remember having identified 60 such trolls. And most of them were behind any particular name. Somebody had names like Kala Khatta, somebody had names like whatever it is, but I was able to even get their phone numbers. So, and then, you know, being with Ranvijay Singh, he's like a next lane, he stays in the next lane. It was a great time being with him. And celebrities were okay. I didn't spend too much time with them. मतलब था हम same vanity van में होते थे, मतलब मैं एक van में, वो एक van में. We would just talk and all that, but not so much. Itna because I'm not more of a Bollywood guy.
Okay, really? I was about to ask you, one follow-up question on that, because not troll police, but apart from that, also you are working with many celebrities. But is there a celebrity crush who called you that, oh, Ritesh, this has happened to me, can you help? Is there something like that happened so far? Or you are still waiting for the moment?
No. What celebrity crush? You explain that well first.
Okay, who's your dream celebrity?
Oh,
whom you want to speak with?
Yes. So there are two of them. One is Swara Bhaskar and one is Richa Chadda.
Okay.
So, yeah. और इन दोनों को छोड़ के I think मैंने बाकी काफी सारे लोगों से बात की हुई है. So yeah, okay. I am waiting for a day to speak to these two people, and I think it will happen soon.
Okay, hopefully no trolls to them, but Swara or Richa, if by any chance if you are watching this, please talk to Ritesh before a troll happens. Okay, so I think they are quite popular with the trolls as well. Why don't you reach out to them?
Very much. No, I don't bother much about trolls. My entire focus is more on corporate investigations, because even during the pandemic time and all, a lot much of data theft has been happening, insider theft and other kind of things. So that's like what's really keeping me busy also.
Okay, so how, if you need to choose one, celebrity investigations or corporate investigations, and
corporate
which one is any case which you would like to share, which has any impact, or which you think you felt good after solving or helping a corporate or an individual? Any case you would like to share?
Oh, well, there are almost, I would say success rate has been about 98% so far, where so I think all cases give you that great kick after being solved. Especially, I did one for, I can't name any of my clients. You know that very well, especially
yes,
in the
definitely
investigations. I can't name. But of course, it's a very, very large organization which comes under the Ministry of Finance as such. So, an IT consultant himself was like, he had been terminated, or rather his contract was not renewed, and he had like a lot of access to the information. So nobody knew how this information was going out. So I had to do a lot of keyword search, because that particular information had come in the media in one media somewhere, that too in Rajasthan, So I picked up those words. I did like a keyword search across all computers. I figured out from which computer it went, how did it go and all. And, that guy, when he was arrested, and even the police was telling me, सर इतना सब क्या करने का, अभी आया है, अगले दिन बेल हो जाएगा सुबह को. I said ठीक है ना यार, केस तो हो गया, मतलब जो भी है. तो but I don't know, that thing really hit me a lot कि क्या यार, ये क्या confidence है ना, कि मतलब हर कोई फिर वैसा ही करेगा कि हाँ आओ नेक्स्ट डे तो कोर्ट में लेके जाने का, रात में मतलब आराम से बेंच पे सो जाओ पुलिस स्टेशन के बाद. Then I contacted the very well known cyber lawyer Vaishali Bhagwat. And then she made sure इस बंदे को 3 महीना जेल हुआ है. सारा confidence खत्म हो गया उनका. But it was a very, like this, there were many cases, especially I had done another one which was, there were allegations against a minister that he's been having contacts with somebody with the D gang and all. So that case was my best till date, because I literally had to understand the mail servers. I had to understand each and everything of that particular organization, which was in Pakistan. And काफी कुछ, मतलब मैं ये नहीं बोलूँगा मैं उनके अंदर घुसा, लेकिन काफी social engineering करके, काफी कुछ करके, I got so much of information, and I was like able to prove that why this entire thing is fake. And of course, that minister got free, you know.
Amazing, Ritesh. Where you think, everyone lost hope and they were like, okay, abhi is case mein kuch nahi ho sakta, and you came as a survivor or as a hope. Any case which has happened in your life? I know that there must be a one as an investigator.
Yes. So there have been many as such, but the one which I would say I am also very proud about, and more than me being proud about, my client has got a life because of that. I will tell you about that. It happened somewhere last year in the month of August 2020, and wherein my client who's there, he comes from a big industrialist family, of his own city. He's not from Mumbai. He's a very big industrialist, and there was a rape case against him. So he was also shocked that what is this nonsense, and that too the rape case was something like that on a particular day of August, from 11:30 a.m. till 12 o'clock, the girl who's a foreigner, and she works in that company, said that this director of the company raped, and so these guys did everything. Of course, it was a fake thing. She had gone to the police. She even did a press conference, because of course he's an industrialist. So बहुत बड़ी बात हो गई इसके अंदर. So the case has gone to the CBI and whatnot. बहुत ऊपर तक चला गया था वो case. And these guys had nothing to prove, because you had CCTV in the cameras. You had CCTV in the office, but like CCTV, like kinds of rewrites the data, na? Every 15 days, every 30 days, depending upon. तो उतना वो डेटा ही नहीं था, क्योंकि the allegation was made for the month of August, but after 6 months or so, something like that. तब तक उनके पास वो सारा उतना सब डेटा नहीं था. So they had been struggling quite a lot for 3-4 months, what to do and all that. They had hired the best of the criminal lawyers also. So they had nothing to show, because even if the girl had come to the boss's cabin, the camera में data नहीं था. It was overwritten. So then this guy contacted me, and he told me, anyhow recover this data for me. Just do forensics or something like that. And I said, look, it's just not going to work, because you're talking to me a data which has been overwritten for a period of 6 months. Even if I say that you had a 1 month of data, he says, no, I am sure this thing has only 15 days of data. So I said, 15 days of data means 12 times it's overwritten. Even if I'm going to get something, it might be just one single clip, image, not even a clip. So he had gone kind of underground, because he could be arrested at any point of time and all that. Then he said, you just come down to the city. I flew down to that particular city. I sat over there, understood everything more in detail, because now I was there, kind of in my den, because, as an investigator, there are no machines, on the phone, itna kuch samajh mein nahi aata. You don't get that kick. Ye machines tha, I'm going to that girl's place. Where was the girl sitting? Where was the camera? Iska paas kuch hai kya? Idhar ka kuch hai kya? And something, then I said, get me the girl's machine, So they had an image and all that of it. I took out the image. I asked for all the details of the server. I asked for all the backup that was happening. I actually recovered her browsing history from the girl's hard disk. And in that hard disk, right from 10 o'clock, because this thing was of 11:30 to 12, which means 11:30 to 12, she's supposed to be in the boss's cabin, because the allegation is that she was raped at that point of time. So from 10 o'clock onwards till 6 o'clock, I got so much history, a browsing history of the girl, wherein she's buying certain things for a doggy and she's doing whatnot, and specifically even between 11:30 and 12. I removed all that. So if there is a girl who's being molested or something is being done to her, how is she surfing at that point of time? Or is it somebody else? Now the court can always ask the question, it could be somebody else also. I said, okay, get me the log on, log out, the logs of the Active Directory, of the particular user. We removed that. Then we also removed on what all files she worked from 11:30 onwards. We removed all that also. Then we also removed all the emails that she sent from 11:30 onwards. So at 11:30 an email is sent, at 1 o'clock an email is sent. So suppose even if you're a victim, something has happened to you, you're not going to send mails after that, right? You are not going to be in that state of mind also, that you are going and shopping online, you're working on an accounting file, you're sending like mails to your clients also. You're doing so many such things. You're browsing about so many other things at that point of time as to what to buy for the dog and all those kind of things. So there was so much. And when we gave this evidence to CID and all, this is now we are very, very sure it can't be possible about what this girl is saying. So the client's dad, at night, I was, वो सब होने के बाद, I was back into my hotel room and the client's father called me and I'm doing hello, hello, hello. And he's not saying anything. And I knew it was his number. I mean, the client's father's number. I said, uncle, please tell me what happened. He was crying so much. And he says, you have saved my family.
This story gave me goosebumps, man.
Yes. So, you feel so proud about the profession. You're saving somebody's life. So I say there are so many other cases with many other girls and everything. But the thing is, it's not always about the money. Such things like a girl right now who was like being harassed, uske saath sextortion hua. She sent me a message. I'm back in the city. She had left that city, Bangalore, because wahan par uske saath hua tha. But I am back in the city and I have no worries. I am so safe. I'm feeling so great. Thank you. So there are many such cases. But yes, this particular rape case thing was one case where everybody had lost hope. Even when I met the fellow in Bombay, the industrialist son, I was also saying, nahi, aur kya mil sakta hai? It's only when I went over there and saw all that and I said, look, yes. So, where there was no hope, where there was no scope, and we got this.
Thanks for sharing this, Ritesh. I think kind of a booster, and that is what I will like to see my audience, that with cybersecurity work or this kind of work, when you do, you help many people and you feel proud and you feel that you get that kick there. And also I know this government officials, corporate celebrity you are working, and that's that is from your working perspective or as a professional you are doing, but I know you are also doing a help to a lot of teenagers. Will you like to share the initiative, the cyber brats you have for teenagers, and also some of the cases and stories or the tales around that, why you thought like something you want to do for teenagers and why cyber brat?
Yeah, so I think I saw that particular gap wherein there are parents and grandparents at home and they really don't know much about it. Now see, like you know about your own mom, dad. I know about my mom, dad. So, but then there are also many of my age also who are there in their 40s, and they don't know about so much about technology and all that. Although they are from the technology generation, they are from the IT generation, especially we Gen X people born in the 1970s. Yet, if you see, a lot of crime is happening with them. I mean, these are the educated people who are. So then, still, why? What's going wrong? And so I thought, like, what? 13 is the right age, because that is the time generally a child has a mobile much before that. But at 13, because 13 is the new 18. They start taking a little bit of responsibility. Ki chalo, they are excited. Chalo, main aapke liye Uber book kar deta hu. That's how kids generally start. But if you have to tell Sanvi ki okay, dada ko ek Uber book karke do, she would be very excited. She would know how to do it also. and she may be able to do it fast. And so मैंने कहा नहीं, इनको सिखाना बहुत जरूरी है, So that's how I started this concept of cyber brats. So 13 to 19. And so I thought it's very important that these are the people, because they are like anyway full-time onto their devices. और especially pandemic भी हो गया है, तो इनके friends भी virtual है, इनकी life virtual है, इनका सब कुछ virtual है. कोई traveling नहीं है, कोई smartness नहीं है, तो अभी यही उनकी दुनिया है. तो इस दुनिया में उनको हम कैसे smart रखें, लेकिन बिना ज्ञान दिए. No preaching to them, no giving them gyan. Nobody likes it. I mean, it. Even when we attend those webinars and all, it's like, okay, enough, yaar. Ban karo. Like the way people will be telling now, ban kar yaar, Ritesh. Bas ho gaya, Gaurav, ban kar.
No, that's why no educational stuff, but it's more about your life journeys. That is why that is a whole different concept.
Yes.
And when talking about teenager, the smart one, I think you must have got some experience from the kid at home, right? What about Riyansh? How he reacted to your brat stories? And I know he's a smart chap. Why don't you share something about him as well?
So, well, Riyansh is somebody who's not affected with all this. He's been an international level skater. 4 साल की उम्र में उसको पहला स्टेट लेवल मेडल मिला था. I think he's got 100.
Like father, like boy.
No. We are opposites. He's very determined. He knows what he wants. He recently topped his school in the IGCSE school, in the IGCSE boards, and without tuitions, without nothing. And even on the day of exam, even one day of exam, he always needs to do 2 things. एक Netflix बाजू में चालू रहेगा और एक पढ़ाई. ये 2 चीज साथ में होनी है उसकी. Otherwise, so whether it's an exam or whatever it is, Netflix or Amazon Prime has to be on, and the studies is going on. So, and how it has happened, how it has worked with him, this is what I would like to tell all fathers, including you. Please understand that the first 8 years, so I've been a lot into right brain development of children. पार्ट टाइम या जब भी बोलो, साल में एक आध बार मैं ना एक छोटा बैच बनाता हूँ 10 बच्चों का, wherein I tell them about right brain. I help them develop the right brain. I mean, it's not really the right term, but I help them utilize their right side of the brain. So now also, just day before yesterday, now Riyansh is preparing for his medical, for his NEET. He told me, Dad, you remember in your right brain, like you used to teach us something to do with images and all. I said, yeah. So in that, what we do now, 120 images, you can actually, a child as young as like a 6-year-old can tell you in the order. I will put all 120 images, ulta, you can't see them, but you can say, okay, first is the flower, second is the bee, third is the elephant, fourth is what. So this is what we tell them, that what is this picture connection? And that's what he came and told me, Dad, like, I use the right brain, और मुझे अभी botany के जो मेरा जो subject है, one of the topics he's got, he says, I remember all the names. So, but what I was coming to, like, telling the fathers, the first 8 years, पहला 8 साल है ना, is when your 90% of the brain is developed. First 8 years. That is the time, give your time. अभी मैं तुमको अगर बताऊं ना, तो रियांश जब से पैदा हुआ है, या तो मैं बोलूंगा जब से वो अपनी he's been inside Nirali, from the time we came to know that he's inside the stomach, till 8 years, I was all the time with him, all the time. Even when he was born, I would not go to the office. If I had to go to the office, I would bring him to the office. मैंने मेरा एक पूरा room उसको बना के दे दिया था. When he was awake, I was with him. So for first 8 years, I was completely with him, because I knew मैंने ये 8 साल उसके साथ डाल दिया ना, मेरे को जिंदगी में कभी उसके लिए कमाने की भी जरूरत नहीं पड़ी. And that boy really proved it, because 10 standard exams, scoring a 97%, without tuitions, without help, nothing. And I thought, like, yes. And uske kuch time pehle he was like an international level skater, national level 3-time gold medalist. We're not done. This boy knows it. अभी भले वो दाऊद बने या वो इकोनॉमिस्ट बने, वो अच्छा ही करेगा.
wow. So yeah, so he will बोलते हैं ना, बाप का नाम रोशन करेगा. बिल्कुल करेगा रितेश. Don't worry on that.
बाप का नाम रितेश ही ठीक है, रोशन ऋतिक तक रहने देते हो अपन.
Okay, great. So I think before I move to the rapid fire section, when in rapid fire you don't have time to think, you just need to answer this question as quick as possible. So, but as you are with me and as you are with Cyberthreat, and during your introduction, I have not mentioned that you are even one of the advisor with Cyberthreat as well. Do you remember how this association startup, how we met, and you remember those days, your first I think your first hit with the Cyberthreat? Yes.
Yes.
You like
IIT,
to tell?
I think yes. I had only heard a lot about your name. Heard in the sense because groups where you would keep bombarding messages. I would also do that then. For some reason, somebody said something and I left the group. That also I remember. And the very next day, I had organized this very large conference. You remember Cyber50, Cyber Forensics and Cyber Forensics Investigations Conference. And that was the first time we met. And we just had a casual this thing. तभी तक हम phone पे ही बात कर रहे थे because Cyberthreat को I had got you as one of the partners, and you were very kind, you were very helpful. And then again one day we met somewhere at PKC. You remember that?
Yep. In my car, we spent a lot of time over there. We were discussing
discussing about entrepreneurship. And you remember, I had a dream of making 100 entrepreneurs, encouraging 100 people to start their own. But at that point of time, I told you just hold on for a little more time.
I hope you will not give me the same advice now. But yes.
No, I won't. No, I won't. I mean, I am so happy to see where you are. And it's just the beginning of Cyberthreat and Gaurav Batra is what I can say.
Sure. Thanks, Ritesh, and thanks for always being supportive. And thanks for even joining us today and giving your time. So quickly, Ritesh, I want to give you a hamper as well. And for this hamper, you have to give these questions, answer as fast as possible without just thinking, just whatever comes in your mind first. Okay, so I think you have already answered the first question. That was job versus entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship, anytime.
The things which you're most proud of.
Nirali.
Things which annoys you most.
Nirali.
Privacy versus security.
Privacy.
Are you a morning person or night person?
Night person.
Celebrity who you handle the first case?
Oh my God, there are so many. Now I don't remember who's the first celebrity as such, but there are plenty. But if you talk about
top 3 celebrity cases. Yeah.
Okay. Shah Rukh Khan. And I had the opportunity to be with him for almost 4 hours in his Mannat, you know. So that. So I was there, Shah Rukh Khan, Sonakshi Sinha, Bhumi Pednekar.
Okay. And Cyberthreat in one line.
You're going to be at a big risk if you're not on this platform.
Okay. So one biggest or I say the case which impacted you most.
Online grooming. A 13-year-old girl was nurtured, groomed by somebody whom she didn't know and met on Instagram. She was 13, the guy was 30, and she stripped completely for him on the mobile phone. So that, some cases become really, really that bad. So that sent me shivers.
Okay, and so last will be one advice for teenagers.
Enjoy your life. Don't have to listen to your parents all the time. And if they, you don't have to give in to their devices whenever they tell you, ki, look, it's because of this, ye hua, because of this, ye hua. Tell them because of this, aaj ghar mein Zomato aa raha hai, aaj ghar mein Uber aa raha hai. So just enjoy your life. Don't have to really take too much of tension. This is the time to enjoy.
Great, you have done very, very well here. And I definitely gonna send you a hamper for this. Okay.
Thank you.
And before we wrap this up, I have one last question for you. Because in our life, we are doing a lot of work for ourselves, for our family, for our professional or personal life. We are doing a lot of stuff for the community. I know you have already doing a lot of things. You are giving back to the society, to the community. But I know you are so much love for animals, specifically for cats and dogs as well. I will definitely like to hear some part of that as well. And if the story will not, or the tales will not get complete if you are not talking about that part of yours.
Okay. Firstly, because most of the people who are hearing are from the Infosec community, I would want to tell them one thing. Last Saturday, Gaurav, or sorry, the first session of our Infosec fusion that you had organized, Cyberfrat had organized. Do you remember the first line of your presentation? What did it say? Do you know what was your presentation about when you started?
I started about the Infosec fusion, or it's my technical, you say
the technical presentation. The technical presentation.
It was something about risk, right? Governance and risk.
Yes. What was the first line of that?
I don't exactly remember.
Okay. Do you know it was about ISE?
ISE to ethics. Okay.
Yeah. No. And before ethics, what was there?
You are cross-questioning me.
So now. I will tell you. Yes. Yeah. So before ethics, it was giving back to the society.
Okay. Right? Yes. Yeah.
That you as an Infosec expert, you as a security expert, there is something that you can do for everyone. So, I would want to request everyone, every single person of yours, your job is not just to do an awareness or to protect your organization. What about protecting the community? कभी जैसे ना Uber में बैठे रहो तो कभी वो ड्राइवर को कुछ सिखा डालो, कभी कोई पर्टिकुलर शॉप में जा रहा हो तो उसको एक्सप्लेन करो कि QR कोड पे क्या क्या स्कैम्स हो सकते हैं, कोई आपके QR कोड पे अपना QR कोड लगा के जा सकता है. 2-2 मिनट की बातें हैं, सिर्फ 2-2 मिनट की, and that can make. मैं जितनी भी दुकानों में गया हूं ना, ट्रस्ट मी, नो शॉपकीपर न्यू कि उसके QR कोड के ऊपर कोई स्टिकर लगा के जा सकता है. And he was always so thankful. बहुत सारी जगहों पे तो उन्होंने मेरे को कुछ फ्री चॉकलेट वगैरह भी दे दिया. बहुत अच्छा लगा कि ओके यार, ही मतलब उसके लिए कितना वैल्यूएबल हो गया वो, सोचो. So just do something for the communities. Just do some, because you are an expert. कोई जो लड़की जो ट्रोल हो रही है, कोई जो बंदा है जिसका कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गया, उनको उतना गाइड कर डालो यार. इवन इफ हम जितने भी है, कितने यार हम, मतलब कोई करोड़ों में तो नहीं है हम इन्फोसेक वाले, हम जितने भी हजारों में है ना, वी कैन मेक अ लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंस, अ लॉट. कोशिश करो, खाली बात करो. कमिंग टू द कम्युनिटी थिंग दैट यू आस्क्ड मी, मुझे ऐसा लगता है दैट वी जस्ट नीड टू आस्क आवरसेल्व्स कि मैंने किसके लिए क्या किया आज, या जो भी है, मैंने किसके लिए क्या किया, सो आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग दैट अ लॉट फॉर द एनिमल्स, क्योंकि मेरे पास मेरा ऑफिस था घर में, मतलब पेट्स बिल्कुल भी अलाउड नहीं है, तो मैंने मेरे ऑफिस का जो लास्ट रूम है उसको पूरा एक एवियरी बना डाला, उसको पूरा ग्रिलिंग विलिंग करके, पुटिंग सम प्लांट्स एंड ब्रांचेस एंड एवरीथिंग, एंड आई स्टार्टेड रेस्क्यूइंग बर्ड्स, क्योंकि मैं बर्ड्स बहुत रेस्क्यू कर रहा था. So I have rescued eagles, kites, parrots, मैनास, कोयल्स, lot many birds, owls तो बहुत सारे, and then I started keeping over there. Slowly फिर वो जैसे जैसे ठीक हो गए हैं, then I started releasing them in the forest, या तो मैं कोई जैसे अंधेरी में, भवंस में, वहां पे उनका एक बहुत बड़ा नेचुरल हैबिटेट में जाके उनको रिलीज करता था. एंड सो अभी मेरे पास फिर उसके बाद में बीच में मेरे पास डॉग्स आने लग गए, सो ऑल यू नीड टू डू इज जस्ट, क्योंकि वो आता था बेचारा, खाली एक सोने के लिए जगह चाहिए, बाहर कचरा पड़ा हुआ है, गंदगी है वगैरह ये सब, he would come over here and all that. अब वो है नहीं, लॉकडाउन में पता नहीं कहाँ चला गया. So I have this, वो मेरा एवियरी अभी भी है, and but मैं बर्ड्स रख नहीं पा रहा हूँ for some reasons. So I decided to have cats. तो यहाँ पे जितने भी अभी जैसे मेरे जो तीनों कैट्स है, एक आध को तो कोई कचरे के डब्बे में डाल के चला गया, किसी को कहीं पे एक आंख फोड़ के वगैरह इधर मेरे को मिला. So the point I'm trying to make is, I think every one of us, even if you're not adopting an animal और अपने घर पे ला रहे हो, अपने सोसाइटी में एक आध एनिमल को अपनी जगह दे सकते हो. अगर तुम जगह भी नहीं दे सकते हो ना, कम से कम उनको खाना दे सकते हो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल गौरव, इफ यू लुक एट योर ओन सोसाइटी, कितने फ्लैट्स हैं, हंड्रेड्स ऑफ देम. तुम सोचो, तुम तो मतलब एक छोटा सा एक शेल्टर भी बना सकते हो. हर आदमी मतलब महीने का भी 10 रुपए देगा तो इतना खाना हो जाएगा उन कैट्स के लिए या डॉग के लिए या किसी के लिए भी, दैट थ्रू आउट द ईयर कोई इशू नहीं होएगा. सो आई थिंक जस्ट कम फॉरवर्ड. आई एम नॉट सेइंग अडॉप्ट if you can't adopt or something like that, that's okay, but at least feed them, at least give them a shelter. Only one animal per society, not even per flat, I'm saying. I think that's the least somebody can do.
Sure, definitely, Ritesh, that these are very much, actually, people generally, we need to encourage them, or we need to put these thoughts in their mind, and people don't think the way you are explaining, like, it's that easy and these problems can be solved. But yes, I definitely ask my viewers to please take this advice and see if you can do something in your society, and definitely I will speak to my society people as well if we can do something like that. Thank you, Ritesh. With this, it's wonderful talking to you, and always, either it's on online chat or on phone or in person, I always love talking. And to my viewers, if you think we should be asking any questions to the other guests which are coming in future, please put your comments or question in the comment section, and we will be giving the 3 goodies Cyber Friday t-shirts to you guys. And with this, Ritesh, any last comments? Over to you.
No, so last comment would be, I would want to say thank you, Gaurav. I think you're doing so much for the community and at a very, very reasonable price. मतलब मुझे तो LinkedIn पे इतने सारे लोग मैसेज करते हैं कि हमको साइबर सिक्योरिटी इसमें आने का है. My only one line statement to them is join Cyber Friday. I think कोई आपका तुम्हारा Cyber Friday join कर ले, even if they can go through those videos, the Excel sheet that you have made, and even if they go through it, I think even if 3 months they give, they would be knowing quite a lot. I think this is an amazing platform, and especially with different activities that you keep doing, like this Infosec Tales हो गया, या तो Coffee with Cyber Friday हो गया, या कोई भी हो गया, कितनी सारी. Infosec Fusion was a super hit. बहुत अच्छा लगा. So I think you need to continue doing this. And और क्या मिल सकता है, मतलब 555 रुपए में तो यार एक पिज्जा के साथ एक पेप्सी मिलती है. यहाँ पे तो यार 5 दिनों का कितना ज्ञान मिल रहा है. Imagine. So my advice to everybody would be, of course, please ऐसा मत समझना कि मैं pitch कर रहा हूँ because I'm an advisor of Cyber Friday या Gaurav, but I genuinely know that this man has something in him, और तुम इसके साथ रहोगे ना, ये तुम्हारा हाथ नहीं छोड़ेगा. So go ahead and be a part of this beautiful family.
Thank you, Ritesh. Thank you. Okay. So this is a wrap. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for viewing this, and Ritesh, thank you for joining us and sharing these wonderful tales with us.
My pleasure.